Relationship with these animals. We spend 6 to 8 hours a day with each individual dolphin building that relationship so they can trust us and hopefully want to interact with us just the same way we want to interact with them as well. So we do train them. We have various amounts of training sessions throughout the day with them, but we also hang out in their environment, play with them, and offer things that they find really reinforcing and fun. So we do train here at the aquarium through positive reinforcement. So that means we draw a lot of positive attention to things that we want to see repeated. So if we ask for a question, and they did exactly fish, exactly. Nick here eats 20 pounds of food every single day. But do you think we give him all 20 pounds at once? No, right? Just like us, we would split up their meals between breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you're anything like me, you have about 10 snack breaks in between each meal. Yeah, all right. Same thing here. We split up their meals throughout the day, but sometimes, believe it or not, they're not always food motivated. Sometimes they might have a full belly, so we find other things that may seem very reinforcing to these animals. Now each individual animal is different, but Nick here finds lots of back rubs, lots of love kisses, and his favorite toys very reinforcing. Now if we ask a question and they didn't do what we were looking for, whether they were incorrect or they just decided to swim away, what do you think we do? We ignore it, I heard it somewhere. Yes, we do nothing at all. We ignore it, we definitely don't say, bad dolphin, go to your room, give me your shell phone. No, we don't do that. We just ignore it. We might ask the same question hoping to get a different result. We might ask a different question and move on with the session, or even just take a small recess and come back to it a little later. Now we train here at the aquarium for 3 main categories of training. First one being for husbandry behaviors. Now husbandry does refer to medical management. It does not refer to training your husbands, okay? Yeah, I haven't perfected that skill, so I'm just not going to comment. No, it's to make sure that they stay nice and healthy here under our care. So what we're going to be demonstrating today, what Julia has in her hand over there, is a measuring tape. So we can ask for many different behaviors like laying out in front of us to overlook their entire bodies, but we can also record measurements on different body parts of Nicholas. So we can ask him for a spectral flipper and measure the size of that. We can ask to measure from his rostrum all the way down to the fork of his tail flukes. So she's demonstrating right there. We can even measure the girth of him all the way around. So if you'll notice right there, Nicholas is laying nice and still. As we ask him to spin around with this measuring tape, he's doing a very, very good job. And this is just to make sure that they are healthy. They're maintaining a healthy body image pretty much, corresponding to his body weight as well. So you'll take a look. He's laying perfectly still. Now, of course, we don't speak dolphin, they don't speak English, French, human, for the most part, anything like that. So how do we communicate to this animal that this measuring tape is not going to hurt him? This is a foreign object. He has absolutely no idea what we're doing. We can't tell him what we're doing, but we take baby steps with it. So at first we just show him the measuring tape and feed him a lot of food just for being around his environment. Other times we may put it around our neck and just dance with it and show him that it's not going to hurt him. It's just going to be perfectly okay. We may just touch him with it, pull it away, and then feed him a lot for that. So we take lots of baby steps to get to the final product, which you just saw. It's very important that we do this just to make sure that they stay healthy here. So like I said, we can ask for different behaviors just laying out in front of us or recording measurements. Also, if you take a look at that far platform over there, there's a large scale. So we can get a body weight on him. We get a body weight on him once a week to make sure he's maintaining a healthy body weight. And then it can become even more complex as collecting voluntary samples on them. We can collect voluntary urine samples, fecal samples, gastric samples, and even blood samples. And even though these things may not be very reinforcing or sound very fun to us, like I said, we pair it up with lots and lots of reinforcement. Lots of parties, as you just saw. We threw a big party, started dancing for him. He got pretty proud of himself. And that's what we do. And even though we do not collect these samples on a day-to-day basis, we only collect them quarterly, so that's about 4 times a year, so that's not a lot at all. We practice these behaviors on a day-to-day basis. We take baby steps, and that way, when it's time to actually collect the sample, it's less stressful on him because he knows exactly what's expected of him. He knows exactly what's coming. It's less stressful on us and less stressful on our veterinarian staff involved as well. So as you can tell, he did a very good job and he does get very proud of himself as well. Now the second reason why we train here at the aquarium is for cognitive behaviors. Cognitive refers to exercising your brain. So it's something if you don't use it, you lose it. So out in the wild, these guys are always thinking how to find their food when they find it, how to catch it, how to stay away from predators, different things like that. So because Nick knows 20 pounds of food will be delivered from us every single day, and he doesn't live with any sharks, he doesn't have to worry about any of those things. So here we train them continuously throughout their lives. He's always learning new things. And now here at the aquarium, thank you. So here at the aquarium, he knows many behaviors stationary right in front of us, but we can add different challenges to different behaviors. So this is called a remote behavior. So like I said, he knows a lot of behaviors right in front of us, but Julia asked them to swim out to the middle of the pool, a little further away from her, and pay attention to her at a further location and take instructions from that. So let's take a look one more time. Alright, you did very good. Give him a big round of applause. Now that whistle communicates to Nicholas that he did a good job. That's how we can pinpoint exactly the exact thing that we were asking of him, and he was correct. So he did very good. But with that certain behavior, even though he knows that that whistle means good job, he also understands that he should stay in the middle of the pool until he is called back to that trainer. So he did a very good job. Like I said, this is adding a challenge to existing behaviors that he already knows right in front of us. And it's just to get his brain working to make sure he uses it, he doesn't lose it kind of deal. Now the third and final reason why we train here at the aquarium is for physical exercise. So we do ask them to exercise out in the wild. They travel miles and miles on end in search of their food. And because here he does not have to worry about that, we get him exercising and moving along to make sure that he stays physically fit, overall has a nice healthy heart, make sure he's burning off the same calories that he is intaking. So Nick here is our star athlete at the aquarium. He's going to demonstrate a behavior that Bree's actually training. It's called a vertical spin. Let's take a look. So it's very nice. Like I said, Bree is training this behavior. So the way that we start by training is through targeting. The first concept they understand is to touch their nose or their rostrum against the end of a target. Bree there is holding out a target pull, which is just an extension of our arm to reach a little further out into the middle of the pool. So I do believe we are going to give him a little help on this behavior. Like I said, it's a newer concept Nicholas is learning. So we do give him help with that target pull and obey the help of that target pull, and this pretty much shapes the body. So once they understand to touch the target, they can then follow the target into more complex behaviors and shape these behaviors. So let's take a look with that help. That was nice. Give him a big round of applause. Oh, he's very proud of himself. We did not ask him to do that. That's a celebratory dance, just so you all know. Alright, let's take a look without the help now. That was beautiful! Give him a big round of applause. Very proud of himself. Now that's a tricky behavior because when seeing that hand signal, which is 2 fingers spinning in the air like that, Nicholas understands to go 12 feet to the bottom of his pool and pump his peduncle, which is the region of his body behind the dorsal fin leading up to the tail flukes. That is the powerhouse of a dolphin. That's where all their muscles are. And then come up spinning, and then spinning back down with full control of your body. So it's kind of hard. So it is a newer behavior he's learning. So the end product with, of course, him at the end, what you just saw the last one doing, is perfectly up, perfectly down, just like that. But sometimes we kind of go back to kindergarten a little bit, bring out that target pull, remind him of the help, and then he does it perfectly right after that. So the end product will be, of course, fading that target pull overall, but he did very nice. And like I said, we do train all of these exercise behaviors to make sure that you guys come to see us. We wouldn't be able to do what we do here. So on behalf of myself and of course Nicholas, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.
I don't think they will allow anybody. روح قدامي يا ستيفن. They may allow you to.